Hey everyone, welcome to Tech Wired. In this video, we are going to solve problem number 2444, count subarrays with fixed bounds. First, we will see the explanation of the problem statement, then the logic and the code. Now let's dive into the solution. So here I have taken the first example from the Leetcode website. So first we will see what is the fixed bound subarray. So for example, assume this is a subarray. This is one of the subarrays, right? So a subarray should contain the minimum value, the min k, it should contain the minimum value as min k in the subarray, and the maximum value in the subarray should be equal to max k, that is 5. So this is one fixed bound subarray, right? This will be counted as 1. Then if we extend that, again my minimum value in this subarray is equal to my min k, and the maximum value, that is 5, is equal to my max k. So this is one fixed bound subarray. We have to increase the count. So we need to find the total number of fixed bound subarrays, right? So now we will see how we are going to do this. So here I have 3 variables, which is the bad index, where I will be able to track whether I am going outside of my input array. Then I have left index variable, where I will be able to track the min k, and right index to track the max k, right? So initially all these 3 variables will be equal to -1, right? So now we will start. So first I will pick the value 1. So I will check whether my value 1 lies between my min k, that is 1, and my max k, that is 5. If it is not in between this range, that will be my bad index. So here in this case, it does lies between my min k and max k. So my bad index will be -1. Then I will check whether value 1 is equal to my min k. Yes, it is equal to my min k, right? So my left index will be the index of the value 1, that is 0, right? Then I will check the value 1 whether it's equal to my max k. No, it's not equal. My right index will be -1 here. Then to count the fixed bound subarray, I will take minimum between my left index and my right index, and I will subtract this value with my bad index. So I will get a negative value if my index range is out of bound, right? When that happens, when I get a negative value, I will add 0 to it. So I'm going to take max of this, and I will add to my result, right? So we will substitute here. So the left index is 0. It's 0 here. My right index is -1. I'm going to take minimum between 0 and -1. I'm going to get -1. My bad index is -1. So I'm going to get 0 here, right? I'm going to get 0. +1, -1 is going to be 0. So the max will be 0. So 0 will be added to my result. So my result is 0 right now. We haven't found any fixed bound subarray yet. So now we will move to the next value, that is 3. So first we need to check whether it does not lie between my 1 and 5. It does lie between, right? It does lie between the range. So I'm not going to change my bad index. Now I need to check whether it's equal to my min k. 3 is not equal to my min k, so left index will be 0. Then I need to check whether it's equal to my max k. 3 is not equal to 5, so right index will be my -1. So again I'm going to get 0. I'm not going to add anything to my result. Now we will pick the next value, that is 5. Now I need to check whether it lies between my min k and max k. Yes, it does lie between my min k and max k. So I won't change my bad index. Since it lies between min k and max k, I won't change my bad index. When I will update my bad index, when a value does not lie between my min k and my max k. If it doesn't satisfy this condition, then I will update my bad index. So now I need to check whether it's equal to my min k. No, 5 is not equal to my min k. So my left index will be 0. Then I will check whether it's equal to my max k. Yes, it is equal to my max k. So I will update my right index as the index of 5. Right? That is 2. Now I need to count. This is a subarray. We could see that, right? The minimum value in this subarray, that is 1, which is equal to my min k, and the maximum value in this subarray, that is 5, that is equal to my max k. Right? If I have a 0 in this subarray, I won't count that because it is lesser than my min k. It should be within this range. Right? So now I will update my result. So I will take minimum between left index, that is 0, my right index, that is 2. So the minimum value will be 0. I will subtract with my bad index, that is -1. So I'm going to have a positive 1. So 1, and I'm going to take max of 0 and this 1. So what this 0 means? If I have a negative value, which means I don't have a fixed bound subarray, then I will add 0, right? If I have a subarray, I will be counting that as 1. So now if I take max, I'm going to get 1. So I'm going to add 1 to my result, right? So when I extend this one, this is also going to be one of the subarrays, right? So I will add 1 here. I'm going to get 2. So this will be my final result, right? Now we will see the code. Before we code, if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, please like and subscribe. This will motivate me to upload more videos in future, and also check out my previous videos and keep supporting, guys. So initially my result will be 0, then my bad index and my left index and the right index will be -1 at the start. So now I'm going to iterate to the input array. So here I'm going to take two variables, that is I and num. So I will be the index and num will be the value, right? I'm going to use enumerate function, which will give me the index and the value. So if my value doesn't lie between my minimum k and the maximum k, then we have a bad index. I will update my bad index with that index, right? If my value is equal to my min k, then that value's index will be my left index. If my value is equal to the max k, then my right index will be the index of the value, right? Then finally I will add by taking max between 0 and the minimum between left index and the right index, and subtracting this minimum value with the bad index, right? Then finally I'm going to return the result. The result will be the count of the number of fixed bound subarray, right? I think it's fine. Let's run the code. As you guys see, it's pretty much efficient. So the time complexity is order of n and the space is constant space, since we are not using any extra space. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe. This will motivate me to upload more videos in future. And also check out my previous videos. Keep supporting. Happy learning. Cheers guys.